1. Office costs. Home office costs. Use HMRC's simplified flat rate. £10 per month for 25 to 50 hours of business use per month. £18 per month for 51 to 100 hours. £26 per month for 101 plus hours. Alternatively, claim a proportion of actual costs. Rent or mortgage interest. Utilities, electricity, gas, water. Council tax and home insurance. Internet and phone bills. Divide costs based on square footage or the number of rooms used for work. Office supplies. Stationery, pens, paper, envelopes. Printer ink and cartridges. Postage and mailing costs. 2. Travel costs. Vehicle expenses. Use the simplified mileage rate. 45p a mile for the first 10,000 business miles. 25p a mile for additional miles. Or claim actual expenses. Fuel, insurance, repairs, servicing, and MOT, business proportion only. Public transport. Train, bus, and taxi fares for business purposes. Overnight stays. Hotels or accommodation costs. Meals and subsistence, reasonable limits apply, and alcohol is not allowable. Parking fees and tolls. 3. Marketing and advertising. Business cards, flyers, and brochures. Website costs. Hosting fees. Domain registration. Web design and SEO services. Online advertising. Google ads, Facebook ads, or other pay-per-click campaigns. Networking event fees and sponsorships. For equipment, tools, and software. Computers, laptops, and mobile phones. Specialist tools or machinery. Office furniture, desks, chairs, shelves. Software and apps used for business, e.g., accounting software, design tools. Cloud storage subscriptions. 5. Professional fees. Accountant or bookkeeper fees. Legal fees related to your business, contracts, debt collection. Business consultancy or coaching services. 6. Employee and subcontractor costs. Salaries and wages paid to employees. Payments to freelancers or subcontractors. Employer national insurance contributions. Pension contributions. Training costs for employees. 7. Financial costs. Business bank account fees. Loan or overdraft interest, business loans only. Lease or hire purchase payments for business equipment. Insurance premiums, public liability, professional indemnity, equipment insurance. 8. Utilities and communication. Business phone line or mobile phone bills. Internet costs for business use. Electricity, water, and heating for business premises. 9. Training and development. Courses to improve skills directly related to your trade. Online webinars or workshops. Books, journals, and e-learning subscriptions. 10. Miscellaneous. Membership fees for professional organizations, e.g., trade bodies. Licenses and permits required for your business. Uniforms, protective clothing, and safety gear. Subscriptions to trade magazines or online resources. 11. Key rules from HMRC. Personal vs. business use. If an expense is for both business and personal use, you must only claim the business portion. Example, mobile phone bills, if 50% of use is personal, you can only claim 50%. Capital expenditures. Larger purchases like vehicles, machinery, or office furniture are treated as capital allowances, not standard expenses. You can claim these through the annual investment allowance, AIA, or depreciation over time. Simplified expenses. Use HMRC's flat rates for working from home. Vehicle use. This can simplify record keeping. 12. Non-allowable expenses, UK self-employed. HMRC does not allow deductions for the following expenses when calculating your taxable profits. It's essential to understand these to avoid penalties. 1. Personal or non-business expenses. Groceries, clothing, unless it's protective or uniform, and household expenses not used for business purposes. Personal holidays, leisure activities, or entertainment. Mortgage principal repayments, only interest is partly claimable if you work from home. 2. Client entertainment. Meals, drinks, or gifts provided to clients or potential clients. Exception, promotional items with your business branding, if under £50 per recipient. 3. Fines and penalties. Parking fines, speeding tickets, or penalties imposed by HMRC for late payments. 4. Loan repayments. The capital repayment portion of a loan, only the interest may be claimed if the loan is for business purposes. 5. Assets not used for business. Personal use vehicles, unless you can prove a proportion is used for business, e.g., via mileage logs. Equipment or property not used exclusively for business purposes. 6. General donations. Charitable donations, unless to registered charities as part of a sponsorship or gift aid scheme. 7. Non-essential subscriptions. Magazines, online services, or memberships unrelated to your trade or profession. Record-keeping requirements, UK self-employed. HMRC requires you to maintain detailed records of your income and expenses for at least 6 years. Keeping accurate records helps. 13. Prove your claims if HMRC conducts an audit. Reduce the risk of over-claiming expenses. Records to keep. Income. Sales invoices. Receipts for payments. Bank statements showing deposits. Records of cash transactions. Expenses. Receipts and invoices for purchases. Proof of payment, bank statements, credit card statements. Contracts or agreements related to recurring expenses. Mileage records. Log of business miles, dates, destinations, purpose, mileage covered. Receipts for fuel or servicing, if claiming actual costs. Home office calculations. Utility bills and calculations showing the business use proportion. VAT, if registered. VAT invoices and receipts. Copies of VAT returns. Capital purchases. Receipts and invoices for equipment or property. Records of asset depreciation or capital allowance claims. 14. Best practices for record keeping. Separate business and personal finances. Open a dedicated business bank account. Use a separate credit card for business expenses. Track expenses regularly. Log expenses weekly or monthly to prevent last-minute scrambles. Categorize expenses, e.g., travel, office supplies, marketing. Keep backup copies. Store digital copies in cloud storage, e.g., Google Drive, Dropbox. Use software that automatically backs up your data. Use digital tools. Use apps like Receipt Bank or Expensify to capture and organize receipts. Use accounting software to generate reports and monitor profits. Reconcile accounts monthly. Compare bank statements with your expense records to ensure accuracy. Understand VAT rules. If VAT registered, ensure invoices include VAT breakdowns and follow VAT rules for reclaiming. Retain documentation for home office claims. If claiming home office expenses, keep calculations and evidence of room size, hours worked, and proportion of business use. Regularly review guidance. HMRC updates tax rules, check their website or consult an accountant for changes. 15. Benefits of good record keeping. Avoid penalties, accurate records ensure compliance with tax laws and avoid fines for errors. Maximize claims, detailed records help you identify all allowable expenses. Simplify tax returns, organized records make filing self-assessment returns easier. Support business growth, clear financial data helps you plan, budget, and monitor profitability.